You can eat while I do.
Okay, we're good.
We can multitask.
So, yeah, well, what better to have food and entertainment, right? So I'm here tonight to present you your annual Municipal Separate Storm Sewer System, which is our Phase 2 Annual Stormwater Report. This is a yearly report, as I've spoken with you before, most of you before. The town of Newcastle is considered an MS4 community. We must comply with New York State DEC's Municipal Separate Storm Sewer Regulations, and I'm going to tell you why, or just give you some general information. So Newcastle, just to give you some background, is located within 4 watershed basins. So you all from time to time hear about the Croton River Basin, also known as the New York City watershed. There's the Lower Hudson River Basin, the Bronx River Basin, and the Upper Long Island Sound Basin. Within those 4 basins, there are different issues. For example, the New York City watershed is phosphorus restricted. Long Island Sound watershed is nitrogen restricted. We have water bodies in the community which are listed on the New York State DEC's priority water bodies list, or what's known as their 303D list of impaired waters. All of this helps us when we seek grant funding, when we're looking for other agency support in projects that involve these water bodies. The Phase 2 Stormwater Program involves what are called 6 minimum control measures. Up on the board are the 6 minimum control measures. There's public education outreach, public participation and involvement, illicit discharge detection and elimination, construction site runoff control, post-construction site control, and pollution prevention and good housekeeping. And so we keep logs on each of these 6 minimum measures. For each of these minimum measures, we have to perform activities and evaluate and monitor the either success or how much is occurring within each of those activities. So I'm going to quickly go through and identify for you what was done this past year.
Is that wow about the water, or is that wow about the cake? Because you're super excited. Oh, it's the water, the expression being so. Okay.
So public outreach and education. In the 2017-2018 year, these are our target audiences and our topics. We educate everybody from public employees to contractors, businesses, you name it, and we really focus on all sorts of activities that affect water quality, and on the right is a list of those activities.
I'm gonna ask a very quick question. Is that burden on the municipality, or is it on the county or the state?
So that burden is on us. It is also a burden on the county and a burden on the state. All municipalities, all government entities have to comply with these regulations. The school district is supposed to comply with the regulations as well. So this past year we did 1 direct mailing. We have a mailing list of 6,600 residents. We've had several events and presentations, cable access, TV spots, printed materials. We do daily inspections, and we have information available on our website, in town hall, in the library, in the public works department, you name it. So we really try and keep on top of outreaching to the community and educating them regarding water quality and things that happen within the land and how it affects the water we have. How we measure the progress on this. We look at the number of applications that we now review that have impacts, low impact development techniques, have better site design techniques. Information pamphlets and brochures that we leave out are being picked up. Our website is being hit. So these are all things that we use to measure the progress on public education and outreach. Public involvement and participation, we do an annual cleanup every year that coincides with public involvement and participation. We have a community hotline for if you see something going on. Community meetings, we have opportunities for the public to weigh in at those community meetings, and we post this annual report and provide this presentation to you and all the public that are watching so they can see all the work that we're doing in relation to our responsibilities. Evaluating, yes, Jeremy.
Like my kids, they're watching probably right now.
And you can quiz them when you go home. So just to give a sense of how we know that we're being effective when it comes to public involvement and participation, Stormwater and related issues are discussed on a regular basis at public meetings, during public hearings, and as projects are reviewed. We do a townwide mailing every year that includes stormwater information, and we have a questionnaire on our website which gets responded to from time to time. Strategies that we implement for illicit discharge detection and elimination. We've mapped all of our outfalls. We screen them during dry weather scenarios to make sure there's no water running. Building maintenance, commercial car washes, parking lots, cross connections, outdoor fluid storage, and so on were all targeted for inspection during the reporting year. And we had one illicit discharge that was detected and eliminated. We've mapped the storm sewer shed. We have information available in our GIS, and between 50 and 75% of staff in the positions that can do this work have been trained to identify and detect illicit connections. Number of illicit discharges detected and eliminated has been reduced due to our staff education, our inspection processes, our tracking, and our reporting processes. One discharge this year was found and it was eliminated.
Where?
I can't disclose that.
Is it residential or commercial? It's residential.
From a construction and post-construction control, our stormwater pollution prevention plan review procedures are in place. My office actually reviews all of the SWIPs, we track all of the SWIPs, and we inspect based on the SWIPs. We have reviewed 5 stormwater pollution prevention plans during the reporting period, and we have a procedure to receive public comments on those stormwater pollution prevention plans. We have 3 active construction sites disturbing 1 acre or more in the town right now. All other active construction sites are routinely inspected or were inspected during the reporting year. We use approved plans that are consistent with New York State's construction processes, and the public has access to the SWIPs through the town's website and in our offices, and actually on the construction sites. All construction projects submitted the SWIPs, and the plans continue to show more consistency with New York State standards than previous year submissions, and stormwater control and associated BMPs continue to be a project focus when the boards are reviewing them, which is also really important.
What's a BMP?
I'm sorry?
What's a BMP?
Best management practice. The state recommends several management practices which are more water quality friendly than other techniques.
Okay.
When it comes to post-construction, we have 44 post-construction practices that were inspected this year. This includes infiltration trenches, rain gardens, stormwater swales. These are the different techniques being utilized throughout the town that we inspected as part of our yearly obligation. 40 catch basins were inspected and maintained, meaning they were cleaned out using the vac truck. We have local laws, overlay districts, our zoning and planning board review processes. All of these procedures in our building codes have been used to implement the low impact development techniques and to employ better site design elements. Here's an additional list of our strategies. We are a member of the Croton Watershed Croton-Kensko Watershed Intermunicipal Committee, the East of Hudson Watershed Corporation. We have a 5-year regional stormwater retrofit program, which we are part of. During the first 5 years of the program, we identified 214 projects. We are now on our 2nd year phases. We have a year 6 work plan, which has 25 projects, 7 of which are in design right now, and we're continually trying as a community to locate those projects in Newcastle.
Are those all projects within Newcastle, or that's
that's part within all of the communities in the Croton and Kensico watershed. We have a yearly obligation to reduce 25 kilograms of phosphorus per year. We, because we are part of this larger group, we take advantage of the collective number of projects and their total kilogram reduction, because we do not have projects in our community. So right now, there's a total of 530.09 kilograms being reduced in the east of Hudson watershed. We get credit for those kilograms reduced, and this is managed by New York State DEC. If we do not meet our target, then DEC can fine us, and they would fine each individual municipality, even though we are under umbrella compliance. To give you a sense of our municipal operations, so when we look at operations, activities, facilities, and self-esteem, it's really everything we do from a public works standpoint or a parks and recreation facilities management. This is a list of everything that we need to look at when it comes to stormwater management and maintenance of our facilities and our operations. So every one of these elements of our community has been, or of the work that we do during the day in each of the departments, has been analyzed and changed to better protect water quality. This past year, we swept 13 acres of parking lots, 101 miles of streets. We inspected and cleaned 40 catch basins, inspected and cleaned post-construction control practices. 24,000 pounds of nitrogen was applied in fertilizer, and 50% of municipal employees received the training. So, how we evaluate or measure the progress on this minimum measure, our reporting procedures for good housekeeping are continually reviewed to make sure that we're following through with the procedures and the processes put in place. And we have additional reporting procedures for maintenance of various stormwater system components that are specialty systems. That, you know, when applicants come before the boards and we have new facilities put in, we are getting better at tracking those facilities and making sure that the longevity of their survival is being taken care of.
Well, it says should be developed.
Yeah, and then that's part of what I'm talking about. We just started doing this. We weren't doing it last year. Now we are a little bit wiser when it comes to long-term maintenance of these practices. Additional watershed improvement strategies, and so this is just a list of other things that we're doing. Education to address phosphorus and nitrogen is in place. All of our conveyance systems have been mapped, so it's not just the outfalls, but we know where the pipes are, where the conveyances are. We inspect our system on a regular basis. We have, in my office alone, we have field people out there every day inspecting these sites. We have post-construction programs in place. This is an example of a notebook for every major construction project. We have a notebook that we track inspections in and whatnot, so that we're on top of it if ever we get if ever we're audited by New York State DEC. We can pull out our notebooks, pull out our paper, pull up our computer systems. So, you know, we're continually working to put our retrofits into place so that we have projects in our community and are not only supporting projects in other communities. So this is kind of what we're striving to do and doing right now. And then if you have any questions, you can reach my office at following number and through our website.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That was great.
Okay. All righty.
Big clap.
Encore.
Do it again.
See you next year.
For that, I'll give
To add your-
Kate.
Any comments or questions? Motion to adjourn.
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
I abstain.